Welcome back to Tonight's Sad Reality, where I never played this game as a child, so I guess as a man, I'm reliving a childhood I never had. Um, I know the last two videos have been really depressing things, but tonight's gonna be more of a story than it is gonna be anything depressing, with a lot of random gunshots in the background. I realize this game is like 90% bots, I think. I can't know if it's that or just because I'm playing this on PC versus most people playing it on mobile, but I played this earlier for like an hour and a half, and I was actually kind of addicted to it. Kind of a fun game, but I don't think it's exactly like TF2 where the audience is good at the game per se, and that's fine. I mean, I'm also playing with a shotgun on a map like this, so yeah, not great. I spent the past hour, I was telling myself, I was like, man, I'm gonna record this video. I didn't wait till the very end like I do most nights, but what ended up happening was listening to music and like not wanting to stop listening to music, so I was kind of vibing out to it, and then I was like, you know what, it's 11 o'clock, I should probably record for tonight, you know, I should probably make something happen instead of just lazily laying around like I do some nights. So, Den of Thieves. I work in retail. Gosh, feels like playing like the in politics, like bringing up the same thing over and over again is like, I'm disadvantaged in this way. I'll let me bring this up in every conversation. But I work in retail, and I see a lot of theft there. So tonight was one of the few days we were, wait, can I just grab this out at the very end? Was that by one kill we just lost? It was by one kill. Of course it would be. I just processed how many kills we were at as I was kind of zoning out there. Level 5. I love how this game also has gacha mechanics and gambling, like for kids. It's peak. And tonight was kind of a night of celebration in a way, nothing to do with retail necessarily, but Employee of the Year, yay, well that's cool, I guess. I don't really care about it, it's not something I'm that proud of necessarily, just because I don't think there was really that much of a competition, if that makes sense. It just doesn't feel really well deserved. But what is going on with the tiger there? I'm trying to figure that part out. This might be just like a match of League where it's ARAM, where all go in the same lane. Oh, yep, and then people are gonna start flanking like I had the idea to do, or long-ranging it, I should say, probably more accurately. Same as literally Minecraft. Oh, no more tiger. What's you down here? Do you see me? Does he know? That's right, kid. Okay, and so it's a nice celebration. We decided to go out to Longhorn Steakhouse because I get Employee of the Year or something. And we're driving there, and first thing I notice is we drive by my workplace, which is kind of funny. But that turns into me noticing there are blue lights out front, so I assume there's cops, and I assume someone robbed the place. I had a what, 7-hour shift? No, not 7. 6-hour shift prior to today. Prior to hanging out today. Yo, rocket jumping's in this game? I complain about the game audience being bad at the game, and then I do stuff like this. You know, I'm gonna play on the shotgun only map after this, the, like, indoor pool. I don't know why I thought it'd be a good idea to run shotgun on a bunch of long-range maps. Bro is flying. This is my pixel gun 3D. Go on, pixel gun. Kill assist. Oh, we're still up anyways. Double kill. Well, so I see these like weird blue lights outside, and I'm like, it's probably not going very well on the inside. And I know it's not like I investigate or anything, but you know, that's just a funny thing. Longhorn Steakhouse is like literally right next to the place I work, kind of. I mean, it's like 5-minute walk. It's super quick. I did not want to play the same map again. We're going Cyber City. I haven't tried yet. Nuclear City. Why not? But we get to Longhorn, everything's great. It's packed, but we end up getting in much faster than I would have originally anticipated. And I was super impressed with their ability to like staff everything, even with among the staff I could tell they weren't having the greatest takes. The lady, the waitress I should say, who wanted to sit us down, she was like, y'all take tables this, this, and this, I'm taking this table, and people are like rolling their eyes at each other back and forth, and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of my coworkers, kind of, only when it comes to lunch breaks, I guess. Really funny though, I say a lot about retail sucking. I imagine the food industry is way worse. Like, those are the people that I have much more respect for than whatever I go through. Oh, look at that. Sniping off a random house. This is what that aim lab practice was for the other night, right? Something like that. Are there 2 people up there? Head knockout. Oh, I think that's what the hatching thing's for. Look at that. That's why assault shotgun is broken, because my friend told me so. And that's what happens when we need to reload in the middle of the fight. But they bring out the bread like right away, and I'm kind of excited for that. I love me some Longhorn Steakhouse bread. It's kind of funny too. I feel like they're known for their steaks, but I end up liking everything about the place, just in general. Nice bread. I remember having, I think it was loaded baked potato soup there one time, I think. I don't think they had it on the menu today. But literally anything that I get from there, I will find some way to be ecstatic for it. Caesar salad. Freaking love a good Caesar salad from a steak place. I end up looking over the menu, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna try someone new, I guess. It's a night of celebration or whatever. I get this really nice, strawberry, it's like a strawberry salad, fruit salad thing, raspberry vinaigrette, really good. Never had it before. Oh, this is the part where the map gets moved. He does multi-kill. Oh, there we are. I've noticed that upgrading your weapons in this game is actually a little crazy, because I feel like the flamethrower, the damage on it's inconsistent, but I think it has to do with how much people are upgrading it. That's the only conclusion I've come to. That, or like people are lagging into oblivion, which honestly it could very easily be that for a game that's intended to be played on mobile. And yet I'm smurfing on kids. By smurfing I mean, never played this game before, but I assume I'm in fact not the intended audience. The salad's fantastic though. Would recommend wood salad again. And what this... Oh, look at that. People sniping me across the... And then like everyone moved. I was waiting for them to be sitting up there sniping still, and then everyone's already gone. Is that a Vex from Minecraft? Kinda looks like it. Like we're all losers there. But in the middle of eating my 6-ounce steak and salad, Wait just comes over and it's like, hey, any of y'all own a white car? We're like, no, not really, why? She's like, well, there's one being probably broken into in the parking lot. I'm thinking, you know what, great. Great, lovely. Another reason I don't want to work at my job forever is stuff like that. Literally happens in the parking lot. Frequently. In fact, it happened a few nights back as well. That's because they're not allowed to put cameras in the plaza, which I think is stupid. I don't agree with like mass AI surveillance stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, if we could also like lock up people that need to be locked up, maybe we wouldn't need surveillance in the first place. That's just my crazy unhinged take. But that happens, and funnier thing is, she comes around later and asks the same question. I'm thinking, no, it's not us. I don't know if it was her or if it was a different waitress, but I ended up getting asked a few times, and I'm thinking, well, at least they're trying, you know, to figure stuff out. But, Like, I don't know if they're supposed to do anything about it. I know with my job, they're like, unless something's going on in the store, you just focus on your job. Which I partially agree with, partially I'm like, eh. Also, I feel like the pets just kind of give away your location in this game. I'm not sure there's a real justification to having them unless they actually do a little bit of damage. The smallest amount of damage. There is pet over there, that's what that was. It wasn't him flying. There we are. Blocking it a little bit here for losing. Regardless, I end up not seeing the car any on the way out, so it doesn't really have anything to do with my story. But it does have to do with a little bit of like, oh hey, I don't really know why. I guess we're just fine with this. Like, this is just the world we live in, where people do this, I guess. But yeah, no bueno. And then pretty much the entire time we're eating dinner, my dad's talking about putting up quantum computing. There was some presentation he had to attend today, and they talked about quantum computing for like half of it. The Master Chief Halo guys actually kind of goated at this. That's a little concerning for my sake. Look at that. We're just getting up on him. Your skunk is no more, my friend. Oh, got him at 18%. We're still up by exactly 3 kills. I must fix this. Goodbye, Halo. That's not a game I still haven't played yet. Like, if you're surprised I haven't ever played this game, there's plenty of other games on that list as well. Pet Dragon. Oh. I think I'm just actually gonna get skill dipped here. Finally, over the opponent. Seeing a shotgun out of range like this is dumb. Maybe what I should have been doing this round is actually picking up the people that's not him. Because if you think about it, that means I have a higher chance of killing them, and this is per kill, not per skill level, so there's no reason for me to take out the person who's just objectively better at the game. Oh, same thing happened, 18%. Where are you, my... Okay, we're up by 3 kills. Pray it lasts. Oh. You got one. We're up another one. Do we clutch it? I think we do, just barely. Actual clincher of a round, jeez. So we're not talking about quantum computing stuff the whole time, and we're debating as to whether or not a proton, or not a proton, a photon can exist in multiple places at the same time. But it's actually a really interesting thing, because I think right now our understanding is yes, it can. I think this is part of like one of Einstein's conjectures or something. Don't say you didn't learn anything on this channel, even if that's completely inaccurate information. Oh, did he just phase out of existence? Oh. This is the part where I have to start trying now, I think. Petstone. Oh. His shotgun, he's just better than I am. But so, we're talking about all this stuff, and by the end of the night, nothing, like, we don't end up figuring out what happens to the white car that has all 4 doors open and probably got broken into or whatever. But that's, like, the most open, I guess, type of stealing, I guess. When I think of other things, there's plenty of other crime that goes on in the world that goes unnoticed. It's always the flamethrower. It's always the flamethrower. How do I want to articulate this? Is bro AFK? I love how fast-paced this game is, though. I feel like they nailed this. Marvel Rivals ain't got nothing on Pixel Gun 3D. Damage boost? Okay. Let him cook. Why do I have a damage boost? Kind of fire though. Kill assists. They're probably behind us. Or on top, I guess. Look at that. Ultra kill. Not a reference, I promise. The one you see in the news a lot, I think, is the stuff that a lot of people think of when they think of crime, and it's all the violent stuff. So, like, the murders and robberies and people dying and all sorts of defeated by environment. As an SD, jumping in the hot tub's an SD. There's no way. Oh, that actually has damage. That's okay. I did not know that. Now I do. I had to test it again. Ow, this hurts. Why are you doing it again? Well, I had to see if it really hurt. So, to me, I feel like there's this inherent, I guess, bias of what actually happens in the world based on what we see in the world. Which is a whole conversation I had with my mom prior to us going to Longhorn as well, because I'm like, you know, for someone with a medical degree, you spend a lot of time sitting around not using it, I guess. Especially because it was mostly paid for by my dad. But whatever, you know, I'm only allowed to be so critical in life, I suppose. And granted, like, they're paying for dinner tonight and everything, so I should really shut up. Anyways, that was a conversation that happened earlier, and 0 kills. You know what, I think I like how fast-paced this map is, so I can just kind of turn my brain off. Kill. Is this why kids became COD kids later? I wonder when this game, like, first came out, because I don't really know the timeline here as someone who hasn't really played these types of games. There's definitely a bias as to, like, what we see influencing that. My mom was like, well, actually, I got home only an hour before you did, and I left before you did today. Today being the one example why she definitely does more than I do, I guess. Yeah, my opinion still holds. And, I feel like just the way we see the world in general is so heavily influenced by, like, the 1 or 2 moments sometimes, not necessarily the whole statistic. It's kind of a weird thing to think about, too, like, not having drawing the wrong conclusion from evidence still, but it's not the whole story. On the complete contrary, I was thinking about this earlier, too. Cats, what's really weird about them, dogs, too, I guess. Why do animals bring people, like, the things that they kill, or whatever? Or, like, you'll see a dog bring a thing in its mouth to a human, like a tennis ball, or whatever. Insert something kind of generic. Also, I'm kind of getting sauced on here. Just go through multiple walls, or just only go through one wall? I'm trying to figure that part out, too. They were already dead by the time I threw my nade over that way. I guarantee that gun does, like, no damage. That's so much damage. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to look at Pet Dragon after this. Yeah, just, like, getting one tap is a little ridiculous. I can't figure out for, like, the life of me why a cat would bring, like, a tennis ball or something, or not really a tennis ball. It's, I'm not sure what it is. It's a really small plastic ball that we throw for her, and she'll bring it back, and she'll start, like, making noise in the middle of the night if she can't find us to bring it to us, even if we didn't throw it for her. She'll just, like, find it and bring it to us. But I'm like, what part of an animal causes this behaviorism, I guess? It's such a weird thing to me. Because you think, like, evolution type mindset, I guess, for a second here. You think animals would be like, hey, this is my food, you know? I know otters, for example, whenever they have food, they will go find some solitary place to eat it, because if they don't, it'll get stolen by the rest of their family or whatever. In the case of, I think, wolves, for example, they don't exactly steal food from each other, but it's like if you don't eat yours fast enough, it's going to get eaten by someone else because they hunt in packs. But a lot of animals will, like, not hesitate to just take food, and I don't blame them, I guess. But it just seems odd to me that we train dogs to hunt things, or I don't know. That's like, you are now part of the team in some way or another. I feel like I'm actually preaching to myself here for a second. I'm like, wait a second, if we can teach dogs and cats to be part of the team, maybe one day I can find an editor who can get stuff done. Please, one kill. All I want is one kill. Not to get one tapped repeatedly. Dang it. Hoping towards the end I get something out of that. And let's pick another map to kind of end this video on. This is one of those things too where I feel like I waited too long to actually start talking about the things I wanted to get to, if that makes sense. And then I lose all momentum in these videos, and that sucks. I had other stuff I want to talk about too, and I'm changing the title to it, rather than what I originally wanted to call it, which was Den of Thieves, as I'm talking about people stealing stuff, but again, not a game I can entirely zone out to. Earlier it definitely was, but now it's not so much. Oh, look at that, windows can be shattered. Assist. I was trying to figure out some reason to keep going with stuff though too, especially because I feel like it's not super obvious from the past videos. You reach a point in life sometimes where you're just like, man, I don't know the next way forwards. And then in Luke 8, it says, only by persevering will the seed produce a crop. And I'm like, okay, well, gotta keep going, even if sometimes I don't feel like it, I guess. It's probably not the right attitude to have, but still, I guess it's an answer. Why are they all on the bus? What was the point of this? Like, for the memes, I guess? Did, like, the 8-year-olds just be like, party in the bus? Yeah, I don't know why cats and dogs do the things they do. It's really such an interesting and weird thing to me, too. The reason I was thinking about it, in part, was because I didn't finish all of my steak. There was like 2 bites left, and I had this really good, it was like a strawberry shortcake kind of thing after that, which I don't really try new things, or I don't know. I'm the guy that would go to Subway and order the exact same thing over and over again, as I have done in the past. I'm super basic like that, I guess. That I was like, oh my gosh, trying new things, actually kind of fun. Maybe I should do that more. I'm also fun being super basic. Anyways, I didn't quite finish the steak, so they brought home like 2 bites of it for the dog, and my parents were like, we have a doggy bag to give it to the dog, and I'm thinking, oh, this is such an us thing to do. However we want to put that. It may not be perfect, but it is in fact us. Headshot. I love this random secondary that I found. Is it great? No. Is it better than the starting pistol? I think so. Interesting. I definitely wanted to find a sniper rifle at some point that could one-tap people, because I feel like I could be an absolute menace in this game. I just haven't played it long enough to figure out what weapon's right for it. Leave it in the comments if you have an inkling as to what you're doing and want to suggest what's the meta right now. Other than all that, though, today was a super rainy day, very boring in the store. Some of my online friends said they were really bored today as well, and I'm like, you know what? I don't blame you. Sometimes that's just how it be. Scarab Temple. Like, last night I was kind of again, still freaking out mentally over stuff. It's so hard for me to just, like, sit down and stop thinking about things that bother me sometimes. Sometimes you just have to do that. You just have to tell yourself, hey, instead of locking in, it's like lock out. It's like, stop thinking about bad things. That's not a good thing. That's why I don't like being alone. Fun fact. But as part of that, I was up till like 1. I knew today I had to get up at 6 to show up at work because I'm supposed to do some things for my work that require me getting there early. I wasn't probably looking forward to that. Like, it was raining last night too, and I was like, man, I could sleep in. And I knew for a fact my boss was gonna forget the thing that I was supposed to show up early for, and he did anyways, but I still showed up an hour early. But it still flew by somehow, even though it was rainy and like there's nothing going on. It's just like not a day I would complain about. I guess it's good to have days like that, even if it feels like the rest of my life is completely stagnant at times. This is the part where I'm actually zoning out and talking and not like playing the game. But I also kind of like it that way too. I always wanted this to be more of a commentary or, I guess, insight on life rather than talking or rather than gameplay. Because there's plenty of gameplay out there on YouTube. I'm not sure there's enough people talking about. Maybe there's plenty, whatever this is. I don't know. Maybe people just don't express it as much. The male mindset of, hey, this is a problem for me not to talk about, I guess. You're all respawning in this corner. I shall bully you. Attempt to anyways, and probably get deleted. Almost perfect. 3 seconds left. Someone I can bully in that time. Oh, okay, well I still managed to wall frag him somehow. I just love doing that in Rainbow Six. I know people would have their sound like boosted to the max, just they could hear footsteps and then throw grenades at the walls. The most stupid clips I've seen in a while. But yeah, maybe try something new, you know? Especially if life feels as slow as it has for me lately. I know some other people are definitely feeling the same way. And, with that, it's 11:30 already? I guess we've been recording for half an hour. Thanks for watching tonight's Sad Reality. I still feel like I'm very slow getting back into this. Not that I ever left. Like, the streak's still alive, I just feel like mentally I've been kind of out of it, so... I appreciate the patience that the 2 people watching this channel have had with me. And, yeah, I guess I'll see you on either the main channel or I'll figure something else out. I mean, main channel's had a ton of success lately too, despite all the other stuff going on, but life still feels a bit messy, so. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in tomorrow's Sad Reality, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night. Have a good one, y'all.